itself. This is going to be a multifaceted live stream pertaining to Sean Puffy Combs, Jay-Z, and the Mystery Woman, allegations from accusers, and one of the accusers has given her government name. And I'm going to bring you all that information during this live stream. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful weekend, and happy holidays to the viewing audience. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. Hello, Scott. Thank you for joining me. Let's start off with the new accusers for Sean Puffy Combs. USA Today is the source. Sean Diddy Combs faces new sexual assault lawsuits levied at him by 3 male accusers Thursday. The embattled music mogul is already embroiled in over 24 civil lawsuits with accusers, including minors, who claim he sexually assaulted, drugged them over a decades-long period. Thursday's allegations include claims that Diddy raped accusers at different venues in New York, including his Hamptons home and 2 Manhattan hotels, according to court documents obtained by USA Today. These complaints are full of lies. We will prove them false and seek sanctions against every unethical lawyer who filed fictional claims against him, Combs' team said in a statement to USA Today about the new allegations. USA Today reached out to reps for the hotels, Hyatt Hotels Corporation, and Intercontinental Hotels Group for comment. In one of Thursday's filings, an unnamed man claimed that Combs and his associates took turns assaulting him at the Bad Boys Records founder's East Hampton, New York home during an incident in the summer of 2020. Wow, that's pretty recent. An alleged assault took place after consuming a drink the accuser said was spiked by Combs, which caused him to fade in and out of consciousness. Another male accuser who worked running errands for Combs claimed in a separate Thursday filing that he was assaulted in the Intercontinental New York Times Square Hotel in February of 2020, same year, after his drink was drugged by the I'll Be Missing You hitmaker. After the alleged assault, the accuser claimed that Combs said he would look like an idiot for reporting the incident because he is Diddy. During the alleged incident, Combs told the accuser to stop resisting his sexual advances. So now we got to ask our questions. Number one, are these allegations true? Why are you allowing a man to make passes at you? Stay woke. It was Sean the only one assaulting him. And is the man gay? Bisexual himself? Because a man has to make a pass, or he's just gonna jump you? Oh, I forgot. His MO is putting something in your drink. What's the truth? Okay, so Combs told the accuser to stop resisting his sexual advances. A third male accuser claims that in 2019, the room started spinning. Now, this is the year before. After Combs made him a drink, he was allegedly assaulted in a hotel suite by the Only You rapper, while a man and woman recorded the incident. So here we go with the extra parties involved. The next morning, Combs was allegedly gone, according to the filing, but the man and women were still in the hotel room. So how many people are really in the room? Because here it says man and women. Don't know if that's a typo, when they meant to say woman. We'll see. The filing claims that the man in the incident handed $2,500 in cash to the alleged victim, who was disoriented and confused. The alleged event took place at the Park Hyatt, New York, in Manhattan, where Combs was later arrested on federal sex crimes charges in September. So now we're getting an allegation of the same hotel where he was arrested when he went to New York, basically to wait for the charges, to be arrested. Somebody's come forward, a man, to say, well, hey, I was assaulted in that hotel, 2019. The lawsuits follow several filed by Texas-based attorney Tony Bugsby, who is representing several of the accusers who have accused Combs of sexual assault, abuse, and rape. Now, as most of you know, Jay-Z was accused of sexually assaulting a teenage girl alongside Combs in the early 2000s. And in an amended lawsuit filed Sunday, an Alabama woman identified anonymously as Jane Doe claims the billionaire music mogul born Sean Carter and Combs drugged and assaulted her at an after-party following MTV Video Music Awards, September 2000. The woman brought a lawsuit against Combs in October for the alleged assault. So the woman is from Alabama. Is she white? Is she black? Now, as for the woman who also brought forward allegations against Sean and underage, I believe, we now have her name. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Her name is Anna Kane. Okay? And we're going to talk about her as well. So we have three new sexual assaults aimed at Mr. Combs by three men, don't know their races, different places, hotel, his home. Are they true? 2019 and two in the year 2020. Lord, what a hot butter mess. Hot butter mess. Anna Kane, who is she? I'm going to tell you who she is. Yahoo is the source, everybody. I'm going to show you a picture of Miss Kane. She was once married to an athlete, appears to be African-American athlete. I don't know if you all can see that. This is a lady. Sorry about that, jumping on. This is one of the accusers. She now has to give her government name. Oh, man. Jumps off. These screens are so sensitive. I'm trying to full picture of her. Anna Kane is one of the women who has filed a suit against Sean Puffy Combs. She's now had to give her government name, or decided to give her government name. Yahoo is the source. She was once married to Evander Kane, and she claims she was assaulted by Sean as a teenager. Anna, who was married to Edmonton Oilers hockey star Evander Kane between 2018 and 2021, previously filed a sexual assault lawsuit against Diddy, 55, in 2023, under the anonymous moniker Jane Doe. She admitted her petition earlier this month, according to multiple outlets, and used her real name. I had hoped to use a pseudonym in pursuing justice for what happened to me as a teenager, she told Us Weekly Saturday, December 7th. In a statement, defendants demand that I use my name was an attempt to intimidate me, but I am not intimidated. I am prepared to proceed and hold accountable those who have harmed me, she says. Us confirmed in December 2023 that Jane Doe sued Diddy in the Southern District of New York, claiming that she was sex trafficked and gang raped by the rapper and his associates in 2008. Wow. Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy, he told Us in a statement in September. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do anything, do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Diddy filed to dismiss Doe's lawsuit in May, claiming that the alleged incident never occurred. Now, remember, this is the same person who said the same thing about Cassie's lawsuit that she brought forward last year, and he paid her one day later, undisclosed amount. Then months later, he was tampering with witnesses, first of the year, still having freak-offs and parties, and then the infamous video was released in the spring of this year, 2024. So the same thing he said about Cassie, remember? I didn't do that, but I'm going to pay you. So now we're supposed to believe she's a liar. Just saying. Do you believe this young lady? It's a grown woman now. Caucasian woman. Appears to be a white woman. Don't know anything about her. She was married to an athlete. They're no longer married. What's the truth? Evander Kane was her husband. He played for the Edmonton Oilers. A hockey star. I'm assuming this is Canadian hockey. Edmonton, because Edmonton sounds like Canada. So I read you his statement that he gave. He says the event never happened. He tried to get the lawsuit dismissed in May, but obviously he didn't. Diddy was later indicted by a grand jury in September and then arrested for sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, transportation to engage in prostitution. 14-page indictment claiming Diddy abused, threatened, coerced women and others around him for decades. The disgraced music mogul pleaded not guilty to the charges and was remanded to Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center until his trial in 2025, which will be May. A judge denied him bail on 4 separate appeals. So we now know he's gone up again to try to get a bail. He's been denied for the 4th time. Anna Kane. Well, weigh in, everybody. She says he assaulted her as a young person, underage young lady. This is the young lady who claims she was assaulted by Sean Puffy Combs as a minor. She's the one in those infamous pictures of her sitting in his lap, wearing that Dolce & Gabbana t-shirt, tank top, pointing at a wall. Did he sexually assault this young lady? So now we have Anna Kane revealing her government name. He tried to get that suit dismissed in May. Judge did not. He's been denied bail now 4 times. He now has 3 new accusers. Are they telling the truth? And for the record, Jay-Z has now joined the ranks of this crazy nonsense. That is possibly true. Don't know if it's true or not. I do believe some of the allegations about Sean Puffy Combs. It is no telling how many people he has sexually assaulted. Women, men, children, boy, girl. He obviously is a down low brother. He likes men. He likes boys. He's another R. Kelly. As I said the other day during a live stream, he is just a glorified black version of Epstein. And a young man said that to me last night when I was out. He said, he ain't nothing but an Epstein, a black version of Epstein. I said, I'd be damned. Somebody heard Queen Styles, because I have said the same. Jay-Z, did he assault a young girl, 13, in 2000, alongside Sean Puffy Combs? And also, who is this infamous celebrity, female, that participated? So we're hearing the same type of allegations from each accuser. Drugging, sexual assault, filming other participants, other people involved in the sexual assault. We're hearing craziness. Now we hear of a payment given to him, to one of the accusers that woke up disoriented with a $2,500 payment. Sean was already out of the room, gone. How did the person make it home? Curious? This is crazy to me. And now we got to ask ourselves if Jay-Z is a down low brother. He's been friends with Sean for a long time. As one guy said last night, the same guy said he had to have known his repertoire. He had to have known his tastes, his likes, how he rocked. Did he know? Did he go to any of these freak-offs with Sean and participate in homosexuality, sex, and or sex with other women, sex workers? We learned that Sean allegedly likes sex workers, don't like to pay them. He's just nasty. And my thing is this, who's going to want to admit they're a sex worker? 2, admit they didn't get paid. Who's going to make that up about themselves? I can't see making it up about myself. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm a sex worker. Oh, yeah, by the way, he didn't want to pay me. Who would tell that? That's not something you make up about yourself. It's one thing to lie on a person, but not yourself, okay? These are some crazy allegations. You're entitled to believe them or not. Now Jay-Z joins the ranks. Who is the female that was there allegedly with Jay-Z? They took turns assaulting a 13-year-old child, and a woman was also present. What was she doing? Who is it? Some of you may think it's J-Lo. Some of you may think it's Beyonce. Who was the female? Was he dating Beyonce in 2000? I need to get an accurate date on when he started dating her. So I'm going to go ahead and Google that now. One moment, please. We will see. Look, we rely on Google like it's the spoken word. Why not? In a time frame. Welcome to the Vault Excel. Thank you for joining me. 2000, 2001, I believe. Beyonce met Jay-Z in 2000 when she was 18 years old. And that has also been a question as well. I watched someone's content, a young lady's content earlier, basically saying some not so nice things about Beyonce and her father, that she has chosen a man like her father. Very interesting information, because that has been said by many mental health professionals, that we tend to choose as women, we choose men that mirror our fathers. So if you had a father that was an alcoholic, you may choose an alcoholic to date, to marry. Abusive father, verbal, mental, you choose that type of man. Your father was a hustler, gangbanger, gangster, you choose a gangbanger, gangster as your mates. Mates. Not always, but sometimes. Did she choose a man like her father? The father was notorious, womanizer, slept around on her mother, made a baby on the mother before they divorced. We also learned that Jay-Z allegedly had affairs. That's why his sister-in-law was fighting him in that elevator back in 2014. Solange, accusing him of messing around with somebody. And yet Beyonce still stayed. If that was the reason of the altercation in the elevator, Jay-Z didn't put his hands on her, he didn't fight her back. What was that all about? Then they showed pictures of the alleged woman. It's a white woman, dark hair. I believe she was a designer. Did he have an affair with that lady? Has he had many affairs with her? I kind of think that possibly, before I say what I'm going to say, I'm going to finish what the lady was saying. That Beyonce, this is what this lady said today in her video on YouTube, that Beyonce chose a man like her father. She also felt like her father pimped her out too. Jay-Z. Now, I'm not going to go as far as say that, but he also liked young women. We now know that he met her young, 18. The woman also feels like he was too old for her, but we have known young women to date older men, vice versa. Either one could be attracted to the other one, put a bid in. Do you believe Jay-Z liked young women, still likes young women? Do you think he should have been dating her at 18? Well, the law says you're grown at 18. Did Beyonce pick a man like her father, a whore, a womanizer? Are we now going to find out that Jay-Z is on the down low? He likes men, he likes boys. Are we going to hear allegations about him messing with other children? Because I do believe I saw content saying he's been messing with some other people's children. So are there more allegations to come out? Because usually that's what happens. It's a slow burn. One person brings forward an allegation, and here comes another person. And let's be truthful. Most men are not going to want to say they were sexually assaulted, groped by a man, groomed by a man. So when you judge a woman and a girl for not telling, well, a man doesn't want to do it. Okay? A man don't want to tell, oh yeah, he came on to me, he groomed me, he sexually assaulted me, he forced me into sodomy, which whatever. Women, same game. They don't want to tell it. They don't want to tell it even when the person's not famous, because they're worried about what people are going to think of them. What type of situation they got into with the person, such as inviting them back to their home, going somewhere with the person, getting in their car, or however it went to a hotel. And first thing someone will say, well, you should have known something was going to try to happen. Don't go home with them. Don't bring them to your home. Don't go to a hotel with them. The point is, if a person tells you no, that's what they mean. You're not supposed to be putting drugs in a person's drink. And that seems to be his MO, allegedly, is putting drugs in the drinks. So you can't comply once you've passed out any damn way. Whether you a man, woman, child, monkey, donkey, dog. I said that. Are we going to have allegations about Jay-Z being a homosexual male, bisexual male? Are we going to hear that he's had hanky-panky dealings with Sean Puffy Combs? He has knowledge of Sean's ways. Ignored it. Stay friends with him anyway. Because in the end, what you do behind closed doors is your business. Now, it's not to say that Jay-Z is gay, bisexual. And just because your friend rock like that don't mean you like that. But due to the fact that he's a street hustler, former, been in the game, supposed to be a masculine man allegedly, would he want to be with a homosexual man, be a friend, let's say, to a homosexual man? Have him as a friend, Sean. Does Jay-Z have homosexual friends, male friends? Does he fool around with men on a, cordial level? No sex, no nothing. But that's my friend. He is gay, but I'm cool with him. Now, we're in the modern day, a lot of men will tell you, hey, I don't have a problem with you being gay, but so long as you don't come on to me and expect me to hang with you and me in parties and functions and all that kind of stuff, hanky-panky business, we all right. Every man don't rock like that. They don't want to hang with you. They don't want to be friends with you. They don't want to talk on the phone, text you. They don't want to go to gay bars. They don't want to do that. Now, there's some straight men, they'll go to a gay bar. A lot of them say, well, I'll go with my old lady. She want me to go. I'll go with her. But then there's one guy might say, no, I'm not going to no gay bar. I don't give a damn who asks me to go. You're entitled to your opinion. Who is the celebrity female that was allegedly in that room watching these men allegedly assault a 13-year-old female? Who is this celebrity? Beyonce, J-Lo, another famous person? Who are those famous men who were boys on tape with Sean Puffy Combs? Well, we hear the same type of allegations against Jay-Z, that he has been with boys, underage girls, drugged, sexually assaulted. Will there be more allegations? Once again, 3 new allegations from men against Sean Puffy Combs. Anna Kane, her government name has been revealed as one of the accusers, once married to a hockey star, Evander. And we also learned that Jay-Z met Beyonce when she was a young chickadee. So does he like young chickadees? I remember something that he said about her years ago, that he didn't care for the fact that Beyonce didn't like to put up her clothes. She was, what's the word I'm looking for? Messy. So when you look at her, you see this pretty woman, and you think she'd be the type of woman that would hang up her clothes, put up her shoes. He said no, that's what he didn't care for about her. Is she threw her clothes everywhere. She threw them in the floor. And that shows me you're not humble. Now, I don't know if she still does that, but this is when they were dating, I guess. See, he probably thought that about her. Oh, she's pretty, she's this, she's nice looking. Oh, she don't like to hang up her clothes. That shows you're not grateful. And it also shows you feel self-entitled. She probably was coddled as a young girl growing up. Parents spoiled her, let her do what she wanted to do. So she didn't clean up her room. She didn't make up her bed. Probably didn't stay clean downtown either. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I like B, but guess what? They, rather. But what I'm saying is, they all go hand in hand. You throw your clothes on the floor, you don't hang your clothes up, then people's going to start to wonder, well, do you keep your body clean? Do you wash your clothes? Let's be truthful. Because I've seen women, clothes all over the floor, just stepping on their damn clothes. Why don't you wash them? Go to the mall, go buy something new. My right hand to God. I know a female that did that many moons ago. Didn't like to clean up, didn't like to keep a clean house, unkempt, garbage piled high in an industrial sized garbage can in the kitchen. You're looking at this like, what type of female is this? And she kept men, say woke. She kept men coming and going out her door and back door. Some men like those females, or they like the look. Or they go on and step over the trash and have sex with her anyway, and then keep on messing with her, even though they really don't respect her, because they're looking like, she doesn't keep a clean house, she's unkempt. There's men who rock like that. Some women will be mortified to know you're dating and married a man who got down and gets down with nasty women that don't keep their houses clean, and your body can't be too clean in a nasty house. I'm just saying. So maybe Jay-Z saw a pretty face, enamored, but then when he got with her, he realized, she ain't about business. But he kept dating her anyway. Saw something in her. Just throwing out possibilities. But then what you have to ask yourself is this: what led him astray? Has he still been going astray? Or are those just allegations he was messing around? Then there's some allegations about an outside kid or something, or a kid beforehand when he was younger. Young ladies claiming she messed around with him, made a baby while she was dating Nas. I believe that's new gossip that's on the street. So then I thought to myself today, well, if you were dating Nas and dating him, how do you know whose baby it was that you lost? Because allegedly said she miscarried. She told him about it. I don't know what he said in return. But how would you know who's the father if you're sleeping with two men? You understand what I'm saying? Just craziness. Don't worry about what it is. So has Jay-Z been sleeping around on Beyonce? Has he made children with anybody else while dating her, married to her? Does he have outside children? Is he on the down low? Does he like men? Has he groomed children, boys and girls? Are we going to find out he's had sex with Sean Puffy Combs? He knows about Sean's activities, his ways. He's also the same. That's what we want to know. We also want to know who's the infamous celebrity female that was in the room watching Sean and Jay-Z allegedly assault a girl child, 13 years of age. Let's get down to business, everybody. Let's hear from an accuser that's going to give their commentary. CNN News is the source if you need verification for the information. Thank you so much for joining me. What is really going on here? Is there some truth to these allegations against Sean Carter, infamous rapper? One thing the lady also said about Sean in her commentary on YouTube I was listening to earlier, she said, I believe he got with Beyonce because of how she looked, how she carried herself, that she could take him to a higher plane, plateau. Do you agree with that? That he saw her as a way to enter into a higher playing field in the music industry, to be liked more, accepted more, validated more. People like her music. She's selling, $1 million records, blah, blah, blah. Do you believe he used Beyonce to climb the music industry ladder? Jay-Z, weigh in. Let's hear from an accuser who claims they were sexually assaulted by Sean Puffy Combs.
You were hired by a security firm to work security at one of the infamous white parties that was thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons. What was that experience like?
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
So you had a friendly chat, and then, according to your lawsuit, at some point later in the night, Sean Combs himself offered you a drink. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly.
Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late, that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks. Sadly, Sean Combs was waiting in the wings. He was watching from some sort of vantage point. And once I was in a helpless position and he was sure that he was in a position of power, he then took advantage of the situation.
You allege that you were forcibly pushed into an SUV by Sean Combs. That act alone, according to your lawsuit, left you in considerable pain. And then once inside the vehicle, your lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs.
What?
You allege that you were forcibly pushed into an SUV by Sean Combs. That act alone, according to your lawsuit, left you in considerable pain. And then once inside the vehicle, the lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs.
How was he in pain? He fell? I'm trying to understand what you're saying. He was in pain. Pain from where? His face, his arms? What? He broke his wrist? What are you saying? Play that again. What the hell's going on here?
You allege that you were forcibly pushed into an SUV by Sean Combs. That act alone, according to your lawsuit, left you in considerable pain.
And your mama don't look like her.
Inside the vehicle. The lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system. And it goes on to say that he sodomized you.
I was screaming. I was telling him to stop. It was incredibly painful.
The sex, I guess, is painful.
He was acting like it was nothing. He seemed to be disconnected from it. But it was abusive beyond belief.
This is crazy. They say representatives for Combs did not comment, but at the time of the original complaint, release blanket, blah, blah, blah. The truth will prevail. Combs has not sexually assaulted anyone. Oh, Lord. I guess.
This subject is here with your exclusive. What was it like to sit down with this man?
You know, John, this was the first time that he has told anyone other than his attorneys this story. He, as you see, we concealed his identity. He filed his lawsuit back in October as a John Doe. He says that he wants to keep his anonymity because he wants to keep some semblance of his life private. But that's a difficult thing to do, to sit down and tell your story to a stranger as a journalist. So I asked him.
Right now, this accuser claims he was assaulted in 2007 by Sean Puffy Combs at a white party. Is this allegation true?
Why now? Why are you coming forward now? And he said that he did not know that there were other accusers of Sean Combs out there. He only found out from seeing news reports. And there was one report he saw that there is somebody who alleged that they were 9 years old when they say that they were abused by Sean Combs. And this John Doe that I sat down with, he said, if a 9-year-old could do it, then I could do it. And it made him feel like he wished that he spoke out before because he could have prevented children from allegedly being abused. Now, as I said, this lawsuit was initially filed back in October of this year. So these claims are not new, but this is the first time that he sat down. In fact, John, this is the first time that any accuser of Sean Combs has sat down with the media for an interview. Now, I want to play you a bit more of what he told me about these allegations, what he says happened that night in 2007. But I do want to warn our viewers that what he says is graphic and disturbing.
He says, I felt powerless.
I was screaming. I was telling him to stop. It was incredibly painful.
Mm.
And
Slow roasted, tender.
Sorry about that. Intermission. YouTube got to get his money. Is this man telling the truth that he was sexually assaulted in 2007 at an all-white party, pushed down in a vehicle? This don't make no sense. I don't know. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but usually he likes rooms, beds. This is wicked. This is very wicked.
he seemed to be
Guess it don't matter
disconnected.
where you
from
do it.
But it was abusive
Crazy.
beyond belief.
Now, he says that not a day has gone by where he hasn't thought about this. He said that when something like this happens to you, which is, of course, his allegation that he was drugged and sodomized by Sean Combs back in 2007, he says that it impacts every part of your life. He says that he has not been able to carry on with relationships. He says that he did not tell his wife at the time, who he was married to when this allegedly happened to him.
Whoa, horsey. Shut up, Minnesota. What you say? He was married. He was married. So this man didn't tell his wife he was raped by Sean Puffy Combs. So now you still got to ask, how did he get in this situation with Sean? To be assaulted by Sean? Is he gay or bisexual? Sean saw something in him. Because that's something I've heard from many homosexual men. One said, I could go in a church and tell you who would go and who wouldn't go. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I can go in a room and tell you who would go and who wouldn't go. Go into church, all places. But that's the point. People are people. Whether they go to church, they're Muslim, they're Catholic, they believe in God, don't believe in God. If you that way, you that way. You like girl, men, whatever you into. Swing it, whatever. Does his wife know now that he was sexually assaulted, allegedly, by Puffy? This is deep now. More and more is coming out about the accusers and who they are and what they got going on and the circumstances for how they got into this assault, alleged assaults by Sean Puffy Combs. I'm trying to see if there's more coming out about Jay-Z. That's what I'm searching right now while I play this audio. Eileen, I done forgot, girl. Trying to read and look at the comments. I'll have to go back and play it from it again. This is CNN News. I'll pull it up while I'm researching this. Hold on one second. I'll let it play.
He hasn't told family members or coworkers.
Oh, he hasn't told anybody.
And that is one of the big
Oh,
reasons
God.
that he wants to remain anonymous.
So he has not told anyone. This is bad.
Sorry. All right, Elizabeth Wagmeister, thank you very much. Sarah.
All right, joining us now, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
All right. First of all, this is a civil lawsuit. It is not part of the criminal prosecution. But in hearing this, and now that he is coming out to speak, could it be?
So we'll see. There's a lot that has to be unpacked, right? The first thing is just remember, Sarah, that this was an amended complaint. Why do I say that? Why is that significant? It's significant because initially when it was filed in October, there was the indication that it happened in 2007, right? Learning, however, that P. Diddy was in St. Tropez then, so it could not have happened then. So it was amended to include, right, the year after, okay? That's a problem. There was also the indication initially that, right, he wasn't married, and now we're learning he is. Why do I say that? Because every case turns on its facts. So if you're going to determine, right, civil, it's a civil case, it involves monetary damages, not criminal, you're going to assess the credibility of it. Now, attorneys for, of course, you're going to have a field day with that, of course, because when you sit down with your lawyer, you verify, your lawyer doesn't say, oh, that's what happened, okay. Verify it, you vet it, you ensure that it's factually accurate. And so therefore, I think those two distinctions are going to be very important. Would you have not known that you were married at this time? Would you have not known? Should you have shared it with your spouse? Potentially not. It's embarrassing, but did you know you were married at all? Did you know where you were, when you were, etc.? So it's a question of fact, and I think it'll be vetted certainly by criminal investigators to determine whether or not it's useful, and then it'll be up to the judge to determine whether it is admissible.
I am curious about something. He told our Elizabeth Wagmeister there that he not told anyone about this until he spoke, I think, to his attorneys. How difficult will it be to prove this?
So what ends up happening is that, you know, there's a lot of embarrassment and a lot of shame, right? And there's a lot of sensitivity as it relates to victims. And sometimes you have victim, and it's called recent outcry information, where they'll say something to a friend, I can't believe it. That's powerful evidence. In some circumstances, there's humiliation, and they don't. And there are experts who will testify to that. On the issue of proof, however, there's the indication that a celebrity was present. That's according to this particular victim, Elizabeth doing an excellent job in that interview. But there was the issue of, hey, there's a celebrity present. Does that celebrity come forward? There's the indication that he told his supervisor, he being the victim who worked for a private security company, telling his supervisor, will the supervisor come forward? Did anybody else?
Security company.
These are all questions of proof.
We did security.
That you have corroboration.
One of the accusers.
There's other people. It's easier to establish.
Male accusers.
And speaking of this idea of shame that victims often feel, this victim has not wanted to be named. He's not named in the suit. He's still a John Doe. How long can that last? Because at some point, right, that has to change.
So, yes. So, Sarah, it's up to the discretion of the judge. And what the judge does is a balancing test between your right to privacy, intimidation, humiliation, a number of other factors, right? To what extent could you be retaliated against, et cetera, versus the public interest. And also, right, the party you're suing certainly has an interest. And so a judge will assess various factors, weigh those factors, and make an assessment as to whether or not the John Doe continues or it ends.
Joey Jackson, it is always a pleasure. You always get through all the hard details with us, and I really appreciate it.
I'm going to stop right there. I want you all to think about something I'm about to read to you in conjunction to this crazy nonsense. A PR expert said this about Jay-Z's response to the allegations against him alongside Sean Puffy Combs. Sean Carter said, the allegations were heinous, okay? Deplorable, pertaining to Tony Bugsby, and saying he engaged in a blackmail attempt. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? The statement reads. These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. Still, Evan Nairman, CEO of the crisis PR firm Red Banyan, said the statement didn't include a flat, unmistakable denial that he ever engaged in behavior like that in the case or otherwise. Very, very true. Very, very true. When you are being accused of a crime, wouldn't it make sense to first say, I did not, we're going to do a Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. So that's what he's supposed to have said. I did not assault a child. I would never assault a child. That's not in my nature to assault a child. I'm a father. I have girls. See where I'm going? So I understand what this expert is saying. Why didn't he flat out say, I didn't do that? Then go on to say, whoever would do this to a child needs to be, thrown under the jail, so on and so forth. I think Jay-Z was strong in pointing out the heinous nature of the crimes and that he views them as unconscionable, Neerman said, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of a flat denial. The allegations against Carter stem from one of the slew of civil sexual assault lawsuits filed against Combs, who everybody knows is in the Brooklyn jail, on criminal sex trafficking charges. Combs has denied the allegations against him. And once again, I have mentioned to you all in this chat, because Eileen's coming in late, Dawn. The woman who brought forward a claim against Sean, she's given her legal name, and it's Miss Kane. She's decided to give her name. She was married to a hockey player, Canadian hockey player at one time, and her name is Anna Kane. So I'm saying that correctly. And also, the infamous Jane Doe that accused Combs of sexually assaulting her with two celebrities, A and B. She's from Alabama. And Sean has been named Celebrity A in that filing, which we all found out on Sunday. The other celebrity is described as a female, but has otherwise not been identified in court documents. Attorneys for Carter and Combs didn't respond to requests for comment. A day after Carter's statement was published, his lawyer, Alex Spiro, more forcefully denied the allegations in a court filing. For the avoidance of doubt, Mr. Carter is entirely innocent, he wrote. This is a shakedown. Let's finish this commentary pertaining to the allegations against P. Diddy. 3 new assaults, allegedly, by men. I told you one took place in a hotel, in a home by Sean. The other 2 took place in hotels. Same hotel where he was arrested. Matter of factly, when he went back to New York this fall.
That is mine. Good to see you. Thanks, Bob.
I think that's the end of that. Okay, so we're gonna go back and let you all hear this person give their account of what happened to them with Sean Puffy Combs. Because this is a multifaceted live. Sean, Jay-Z, who's the woman celebrity? 3 new allegations against Sean. Jay-Z denying that he committed this assault. Sean's denying everything. Denied bail for the 4th time. One of the women that's come forward to give her name is Kane. It's a hot butter mess. Who is the woman? That's what everybody wants to know. And will her name be revealed? Since now Jay-Z's name has been revealed as one of the assaulters, will the celebrity female name be brought forward as well? That you stood there and watched a child be sexually assaulted, as I told a guy last night when I was hanging out. I said, a woman watched allegedly. How can you watch? It don't matter if you're down with watching porn, watching sex. We're talking about a child. You could tell a child from a woman, I would hope. So why would you stand there and watch, not go report it? That's the point. Will her name be revealed? Will we find out her name? Sorry about the background. Let's hear from one of the accusers. Thank you for joining me. CNN News is the source.
Hired by a security firm to work security at one of the infamous white parties that was thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons. What was that experience like?
Hey, Don.
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
John Doe.
So you had a friendly chat, and then, according to your lawsuit, at some point later in the night, Sean Combs himself offered you a drink. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly.
Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me.
This is where I have a problem with this. You are on the clock working. You said you were hired by a private security firm. If I heard that correctly, why would you be drinking on the job? You shouldn't be drinking. Just like the girl who worked as the stewardess on the yacht, and she claims that Christian Combs assaulted her. It don't matter that they tried to force you to drink. It don't matter if everybody was standing around chanting, drink, drink, drink. It's not college. No, I'm working. You don't know how to walk off? Walk off. Same thing with this guy. You're a married man. I'm assuming allegedly a heterosexual. What are you doing drinking? So you got the drink where? Outside of the car? Inside of a car? Outside of the door? Inside of the house? This makes no sense to me. Why would you be drinking? I have to re-listen to this. This is crazy to me. We'll hear it again.
Thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons. What was that experience like?
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
Hey, Susan.
So you had a friendly chat, and then, according to your lawsuit, at some point later in the night, Sean Combs himself offered you a drink. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly.
Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late, that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks. Sadly,
Going back.
According to your lawsuit, you were hired by a security firm to work security at one of the infamous white parties that was thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons. What was that experience like?
Right there. He was hired by a firm to work one of the white parties. How do you go from working for Sean to now drugged and being sexually assaulted anally? Help Queen understand. So basically, if I'm to believe this allegation, that means Sean, he just don't give a rat's ass. He just looks at a person and he says to himself, self, I like a him. I like a she. So he don't care. Who rapes the security guy? Are you hearing this? Your security guy, a guy that goes there to work for you to monitor the party. So what time of day, night, whatever, did this happen? I'm curious. How many people were in the room when he got this drink? Why are you drinking and then you're on the job? This makes no sense. Or had a lot of people left and Sean said, hey, before you go, why don't you get you one for the road? Lay it out, because he ain't laying it out. See, Queen says, whoa, I listen to everything and I chop everything up. And this doesn't make any sense because in this little short 8-minute clip, he does not lay out how he got a drink and he's supposed to be working the party. So how many people were in the room on the property at the time of him imbibing the drink, taking the drink? Why are you drinking on the clock? Because if you work for a private firm, wouldn't you also be driving their vehicle? Or you drove your own car? I'm just asking. What kind of car did you drive, sir? Your own car, a company car? What time of night were you offered to drink? Why are you drinking? I don't care if everybody left and they say, well, we don't need you anymore. Thanks for coming. You should walk your black tail out of there. I guess he's black. Looks like he's got glasses on. in the shadows. I don't know what the hell I'm listening to, but this is crazy because some people are going to find this strange because he's not laying it out to say, yeah, there were a lot of people in the room. There are a lot of people in the day room, the living room. And he just walked over to me and said, hey, man, have a drink. Because if people were in the room and the party was still going, you were supposed to decline to drink. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Now, nobody is supposed to drug you, period. But you shouldn't be drinking on the clock. You were hired by a firm to go work the party. Then you should have did the job. And when they said, sir, you can leave, then that's when you should have got your tail up out of there. You don't got no business drinking. And as I said, I don't care if Sean said, hey, everybody's gone for the night, or it's time for you to clock out. Then you should have clocked your ass and got in your car.
First, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
So you had a friendly chat, and then, according to your lawsuit, at some point later in the night, Sean Combs himself offered you a drink. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly.
Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late, that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks. Sadly, Sean Combs was waiting in the wings. He was watching from some sort of vantage point.
Donating plasma.
He was waiting from some vantage point. You are now drinking 2 drinks and feel funny. Make it make sense. I'm going to say it again. Why are you drinking on the job? Shouldn't be drinking. Should not have had a drink. Should not have nothing. They want to order you, give you a to-go plate of food. Here's your little doggy bag to take home with you. Fine. Fine, fine, fine. But you have no business drinking on the job. This is ridiculous.
A helpless position, and he was sure that he was in a position of power. Then he took advantage of the situation.
You allege that you were forcibly pushed into an SUV by Sean Combs. That act alone, according to your lawsuit, left you in considerable pain. And then once inside the vehicle, your lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system. And it goes on to say that your lawsuit left you in considerable pain. And then once inside the vehicle, your lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system.
Who rapes a person in a car? You're not supposed to be raping anybody. I don't want you all to misunderstand what I'm saying. But this is crazy to me. You got this big fancy house, wherever the hell you all were. It's at a white party, allegedly. And he's so fascinated with this security guy. What, was he big and brawn? You know, brawny. Sean, you're just so attracted to him. You just had to have him right then. You didn't care. Well, why would I guess while he's raping a man in a damn car? This is crazy. Limousine car, what are we talking about? SUV, 4-door, 2-door. So what happened? The guy was on his way out. You said, hey, take a drink. One for the road. But he had 2. So I'm confused. So what, a man just standing outside watching the cars? I don't understand this. Here, take your drink. Hey, take you another drink. And you stupidly took the drinks while on the clock. This is why this don't make no sense. And then I guess you start losing consciousness, and Sean takes advantage of the situation, which that was the plan, and he assaults you, forces you down in a car and assaults you, man to man. This is nasty. It's one thing just trying to, in your head, which nobody wants to unless you like that type of sex. Imagine the 2 men have sex, but you're talking about at a fucking car. Forcing a man drugged, anal sex in a car. I'm done. I'm done saying I'm done.
And it goes on to say that he sodomized you.
I was screaming,
Sodomized him.
stop. It was incredibly painful.
I'm done. Wow, 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 wow.
He was acting like it was nothing. He seemed to be disconnected from it. That he was abusive
It's a wrap.
beyond belief.
The man said he felt powerless. This is one man's account. New allegations, new civil suit against Sean Puffy Combs. This man worked for a private security company and claims obviously he was drugged, had 2 drinks, felt some type of way on the second drink, pushed down into a car, raped, sodomized by Sean Puffy Combs. Is this allegation true? If it ain't, boy, it's one hell of a damn story. Because judges may start to ask everyone naturally to give their government name. And there's no way I, as a man, maybe a woman, but as a man, I definitely would not want the world to know I was sexually assaulted by a man, whether I was drugged or not, just because I don't want that stigma on me. And people will say, some people will lie for money, even a man. A man allowed another man just so he can get some money. Well, that's a hell of a stigma to carry around, that you were sexually assaulted by a man just so you can get some coins. I'm just saying. But we got some crazy people out here who are sick and wacko, and they will lie as a man to say they were raped by another man. But that's the whole point of this civil suit business. Are you all going to get a dime from Sean? Because he's already paid one, and that's Cassie. He ain't trying to pay nobody else. So you all can come out with all the stories you want. The only way you're going to be able to prove he sexually assaulted you and drugged you, he got your ass on tape. And what's going to be really ironic, that out of these 120 new cases, plus the people who already filed suits last year and recently, they're on damn tapes. That's what's going to be the clincher. That some of these victims are on tapes. And what's even more baffling, somebody, FBI, detectives, whomever, got to sit through these tapes and watch to see who's on them and verify them against the damn civil suits. Well, let's see if she's in one. Let's see if he's in one. 120 plus people, under 150 people. You got to look at all these damn tapes and see if these people with allegations are in the damn tapes. Now imagine people on the tapes who ain't filed a damn suit. This is deep. Because somebody's got to watch those tapes, because that's going to be the burden of proof. Your Honor, we're going to show you a pattern cause against the allegations from Cassie Ventura. We've got all these people in tapes and they look drugged. Okay. Have you identified any of them? Yes, we have, Your Honor. Well, and the judge's going to be like, well, damn, I need a coffee break. Well, you're sick to watch it. The detectives don't have no choice but to watch the tapes, because somebody's got to verify those victims in the tapes, such as the 2 that were celebrities and they were minors. That's the law. That's their job. It's no different than watching pedophiles, filming children, all that. They've got to watch to verify the person is the person, the child, who the child is. Somebody's got to watch it. This is the very reason why other people outside of law enforcement don't got no business with kiddie porn and porn of other people, especially if it's filmed without their knowledge, drug. Those are crimes. This is bad. And like I said, that's going to be the death of Sean Puffy Combs. If half of these people who are filing suit against him, suits, are in some of these video surveillance tapes, baby, you done. That's why he wants to know their names. He ain't slick. That's why Sean wants to know the names of the victims, so he can go find somebody to reach out to these people and tamper with them. They said they already got proof of him doing it back in January. That's why he ain't getting a bail. Because he's calling people, bothering them, probably harassing them, trying to blackmail them. Hey, I'll put this out. But why are you going to put a tape out? See, this is why you know Sean is stupid. He's got the education of a gnat, like R. Kelly. Dumb as a doorbell. You are passing around filth with children, men, women, whatever. But your dumb ass is in the video. Say it again, Queen. Your dumb ass is in the video. So while you were getting off and, passing tapes around to your homeboys and shit, you didn't even consider, one, you committing a crime. God forbid you show some kids in there. That's some more sick shit. Who the hell want to watch my homeboy screw a kid? Excuse my language. Hey, but it takes all kinds. But you didn't think that down the road, somebody get a hold of the tapes, just like with the R. Kelly nonsense. Somebody took his tapes and sold them on the black market. And everybody and their mama got a view of R. Kelly sleeping with different women. And one happened to be a 14-year-old girl. So I won't doubt that homegirls that's been watching these tapes, you've been watching them screw children. If R. Kelly did it, hey, I won't doubt Sean did it too. Those are allegations by other children that they were groped, sexually assaulted, promised fame, woo. He putting his mouth on their private parts. They putting their mouth on his private parts. He's nasty. You got the one guy who was geeked up, doped up, said he was working for a sex worker, having sex with Cassie, and he was not a morning star. And he was the one that shot up that hotel down there at Trump Tower, Trump Hotel, or whatever down there in Florida resort. Geeked out of his mind, but he was telling the truth. You are investigated for shooting up a building. Where does Sean Combs come into the story? Because some drugs had him talking. And he was just like most people. Sober thoughts. You're inebriated, you start talking, you start telling on yourself, you start talking about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with why you're in the interrogation room. Sean's nasty. And Cassie put all that down in her complaint. How there were always other people. So now you're hearing the same from other people that are victims. He likes to have an audience. He likes to film. He likes to have other people in the room. He likes to have other people sexually assaulting you while you are drugged. He's nasty. And I'm going to tell you this, and most of you know this because you're an adult. Everybody that allegedly was drugged, sexually assaulted by Sean needs to take an HIV STD test. If half of everybody got the same damn venereal disease, the big H, you can link that shit back to Sean. You didn't think about that, did you? How much you want to bet most of the people who have been raped by Sean Puffy Combs all have the same venereal disease, similar diseases? Put your money on it. Put your money on it. They already put out allegations that he's the one that gave Usher herpes. So let's go here. If indeed he's mandated to take a blood test, Sean, to show that he has herpes, how many other people also will test positive for herpes and also HIV, AIDS? Because I think Sean needs to be mandated to be tested for HIV and other diseases. And everybody filing a claim needs to also be mandated to do a blood sample to coincide with proof of sexual assault. There you have it. This is bad. He's a sadist. And anybody that ran with him, hung with him, and saw and bear witness to any assault against a man, woman, child, dog, cat, monkey, billy goat, you nasty and you need to go down with them. Because they don't need to be walking around here free, knowing they were a witness and or a participant. Let me say that too. You also participated in the sexual assaults of people drugged, sodomizing them vaginally, anally, orally, whatever, you need to go down as well. Because like I said, I won't doubt that Sean has stayed going to the doctor. He has stayed taking antibiotics for diseases, and he has passed diseases along with people, and he's also contracted diseases from men and women. He's nasty. And that will also be evident if we find out that some of these children who are now adults, they caught a venereal disease. Because the first thing somebody's going to say, well, what is a 9-year-old boy doing with herpes? What is a 13-year-old girl doing with herpes? I rest my case. Will we hear new allegations against Jay-Z, Sean Carter? Did he commit sexual assault against a 13-year-old girl with Sean Puffy Combs? Who was the female celebrity that was in the room, in the hallway, viewed it, watched it? Did she participate in any way? Is it Beyonce? Is it J-Lo? Is it somebody else famous? How many other famous people have had sex with Sean Puffy Combs in a drug-induced state along with sexual assaults with other people? How many other famous people were sexually assaulted by Sean and also drugged? How many famous people, regular people, have caught venereal diseases from Sean, HIV, AIDS, so on and so forth? Will we also find out that Jay-Z is a homosexual? He's gay. We have learned that the deviant behavior weighs higher. So are we talking about a down brother times 2, Sean and Jay-Z? They've had sex with each other, and they are still out here having sex with men, minus Sean because he's now incarcerated. Was Beyonce groomed by Jay-Z? Did she seek out a man like her father, a whore? Did she seek out a man like her father? Who else is going to be brought into these allegations of sexual assault and drugging with Sean Puffy Combs? How many more famous people are going to be lined up? And what is going to be the fallout? When is this train going to stop? Because it is no longer a clown car. As I said, it's a full-fledged big boy tractor trailer. And it's on and popping. And the block is hot. And who else has a story about him? Jay-Z, Sean Puffy Combs. Do believe Jay-Z has had some legal troubles over the years. And we're going to see just exactly what he had against him. So that incident I told you about, DJ Khaled getting that Walk of Fame star, it says Jay-Z attends the Hollywood Walk of Fame star ceremony for DJ Khaled on April 11, 2022, Hollywood, California. In his statement on X, Carter denied the allegations against him and claimed that the lawsuit was a blackmail scheme from Doe's attorney. However, the rapper said that it had the opposite effect of making him want to settle. So what was that about? Said Jay-Z filed a lawsuit against DJ Khaled. What was that about? I don't know what they're talking about. Hold on, let me search that. See, they got too much going on. Let's say that was 2022. I don't see it. I'm not getting a full rundown on this. So he keeps bringing up the latest lawsuit. Janice, you're crazy. Nobody's normal anymore. Well, the thing you got to remember about men and women have been sinning since Adam and Eve ate that fruit from the tree. It's just more glorified now, and people are telling the truth and telling things. Lord, that dog is aggravating. See, I'm trying to see this lawsuit from 2022, but I don't see it. It's not coming up. But if I get information about, let me go in here because there's something I wanted to see. Lawsuit, Jay-Z, troubles is what I wanted to find because they had popped up earlier, just to see if anything is in correlation to these new allegations. See, everything's just about this new lawsuit. You know, when you go into search, it says, what if I've been sexually assaulted by Jay-Z? So they got the number up here. Of course, it's just saying, contact the National Sexual Hotline, 1-800-656-4673 or rain.org. So obviously somebody had searched this because it comes up in the search engine. Golly, this is crazy. And also, Busby says that they were trying to enter into a mediation, not ask Sean for money, not try to blackmail him. Obviously, the woman just wants, I guess, him to take accountability that he allegedly sexually assaulted her. But then he didn't, I guess, respond. So that's when this suit came to fruition. Somebody's also asking, can he face criminal charges? We'll see. That's a good question. Will he face criminal charges from this 13-year-old? Because Sean's named in the suit first, now Jay-Z. He's celebrity A. Who is celebrity B? The female. Can't find nothing on his, where he's had arrests. Something that popped up earlier. Nothing is coming up. We'll talk about it another day. Hate to say it, but Jay-Z is not attractive. Janice, don't do that. Because that's how people talk about women. What you're saying about Jay-Z is what some men would say about any of the Jane Does. Once they are released, their faces are released to the public, people will say the same thing. Some will say the same thing. Oh, she's not pretty. Why would he want to do that to her? Why would he want to do that to him? As someone said, it's about power, allegedly. But it's still sexual, the assaults. There are many ways you can manipulate a person. Let me make that clear, because you hear that all the time. It's about power. It's about power. Yeah, but a manipulator can manipulate you to do things without having to assault you sexually or have you perform oral sex, anal, whatever. You can manipulate a person by your tongue. No drugs, no alcohol, no Mickeys, no nothing. Bat your lashes. It's called finesse. Finessing. People do it all the time. Finessing somebody into paying their rent, their mortgage, buying a car, giving them money, paying bills, getting them a job, firing somebody, hiring somebody, say what? So it's of a sexual nature of sexual assault. There's sex involved. And I think a lot of times it ain't just always about power. I can do what I want to her or him without them saying no. Because maybe I'm attracted to him or her, and I can't tell her or him I want to do this, this, and this to them. So I put a Mickey in their drink, and I ain't got to worry about them telling me no. I'm going to get what I want from them without them talking. And also, as I said, it's also macabre as well to have a person lying still, unconscious, as if they're dead. So to see, that's another twist on rape that I don't think a lot of people think about when you're talking about using drugs. You're talking about a person lying motionless, saying nothing, while you're doing all this kinky shit to them. Are you also wanting to be with a dead person? Stay woke. See, I weigh everything when it comes to a crime. Not just what the theorists say, what the psychiatrists say, because you're also talking about different entities woven. You're talking about sexual assault plus drugging. Well, you're talking about a person inebriated. So it's bad you sexually assault them, but they are not conscious. We're not talking about the guy that goes into the peeping through the window, jumping in the woman's bed and covering her mouth, or going on a date. He's getting forceful. You're saying, okay, hold up. And he's steady touching you. You're like, hey, stop. The next you know, he just pin you down and rape you. Ain't talking about that. There's a whole nother spin on it. Like the dude said, acting nice, cordial. Hey, you thirsty? You know, pulling a Bill Cosby. Hey, you thirsty? Oh, yes, I am parched. Here's your little margarita, wine, whatever. You feeling relaxed? You want another drink? Oh, sure. Take another drink. Now you're seeing stars. That's sinister. To be seeking people out, to rape them, and then you're putting something in their drink to knock them out while you sexually assault them. That's dirty as hell. He's dirty. And God is going to take care of him one way or the other. And if Jay-Z has also committed this crime and crimes, I pray that God will handle him too. Because really, I like Jay-Z more than Sean Puffy Combs. I like some of the groups that Sean put together. But I like Jay-Z. I like his music. But if you listen to this one black woman who's talking about him finessing Beyonce, grooming her choosing a man just like her daddy, she goes all in. I have it shared to my community page if you want to check out that woman's video. But she does not leave a stone unturned in her opinion pertaining to Jay-Z, grooming Beyonce, liking younger women. The fact that he went after her says it's possible he committed this crime. That's why she believes he did. Feel free to check out her content. It's on my community page. I uploaded it today. You're entitled to your opinion about Sean, Jay-Z, whomever else they bring up. Cassie, all these Jane Does, John Does, Pookie Doe. As I said in my commentary before pertaining to Sean Puffy Combs, the only thing missing from this story is an animal and death. That's all that's missing from these allegations. He's beat up people, hurt people, blackmail, bribed, filmed them, drugged them, sexual assault. There's nothing left but sleeping with a dog, a cat, billy goat, and or death. That's my commentary. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below this video. Follow me on the Newsbreak app where I get similar commentary to breaking news. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Prayers for these victims. Prayers for anybody else who has been assaulted by Sean, Jay-Z, or any other entity, any other man, woman, or child. Know that sexual assault is wrong. You have the right to say no. Be aware of your company. Be aware of being alone with people. Be aware of taking drinks from people. Leaving your drinks unattended. Even in a house where you think you know the people or you're visiting somebody. Well, you don't know these other people. You do need to be aware of the company you keep because you don't know people. We are living in a world of blind trust. As from the day man created God created man and woman. You have to trust somebody. You just have to pray you will not fall victim to being drugged. Out by an acquaintance, somebody that don't like you, your own damn spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend. Because people are drugged all the time. Hello, Sammy. You don't know people. And this is terrible. Of the fact of being in somebody's company and they would think to do this to you, put a drug in your drink and then rape you. And you heard the man say it was painful. So I'm going to go ahead and say to myself, I guess Sean Combs is well endowed. Go figure. But nonetheless, this is nasty. This is nasty. And the fact that he did it to children, nobody noticed a boy bleeding from their tail. The little boys didn't tell their parents. This is bad. This is bad. Because now you got to ask that. You know you can ruin body parts from a well-endowed person. And also if there's trains run on a person, frontal, back, you can damage their organs. And if you're talking about children being assaulted, do the math. Did these young boys tell their parents? Why not? Because you had to have some damage as a boy, child, not fully developed. And your tail is your tail. I don't care if you're a man, woman, or a child. Nothing's been back there. It's intact, if you understand what I'm saying. This is bad. This is horrific. When I get an update, I'll bring it to you. Happy holidays, everybody. God bless all of you. Stay safe, stay warm. If you can help somebody out this winter with clothes, food, whatever you can give, please help out. Local shelters, people you see on the street, your church, just help somebody out. Beware of scam schemes. Be careful what you post on social media. No parcel boxes outside. Keep your lights on, inside, outside. Don't go over to people's cars and trucks and parking lots if they're selling things. Be careful shopping at night. Go in groups. Dump some of your things at the house, shopping, then go back out if you need to. But don't load up thousands of bags in your arm going from store to store, because people still can watch you even in the parking lot and follow you home or run up to you at your car. Be safe. You're welcome. Yes, it is cold. Thank you for your time. God bless all of you. What is going to happen to Jay-Z, Sean Puffy Combs? Who is Celebrity B, female? Will we find out who Celebrity B is? And I'm going to tell you this before I check out of here. All hell is going to break loose when her name is revealed. And in the end, it's not going to matter if it's Beyonce, J-Lo. It ain't going to be good. That's my commentary. Thank you for joining me. You've been listening to The Vault XL. Thank you.